I tried to think of a Christmas song to sing for this series, but you know, yeah. And for someone who's listening to like Christmas music, it's actually problematic that I can't think of anything. Happy holidays, everybody. How are you? Hopefully I remember that for the other videos. But welcome to Jacobina's library. So for now, we're going to be doing a 10-day Christmas countdown. I was going to do an advent calendar, but then I recorded a video and then it cut me off, and then I was just like, I'm done with this. And we started over, so I was like, okay. So the purpose of this is to introduce some new sections that I am going to do next year, so that you guys are a little bit familiar with everything that I got going on. So it's not just books, it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. It's not just going to be books, but we're going to get into all the nitty gritty and get a closer look into me, get a broad perspective into things that I do, so that I can also incorporate every single talent of mine. Gone are the days of trying to niche down. I'm showing it all to the world.
Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?
But we are going to start off light in the first two videos. We are going to be doing some gift suggestions for your book lovers in your life, and tomorrow we're going to do some handmade ones for people who want to go the extra mile. And you got 10 days, you don't have an excuse, and then tomorrow you got 9 days, you don't have an excuse. So starting with our 10th day, our gift guide. So these are some things personally I would love to get as a reader, and some of the things are things that other people would love to get as a reader. But it's, I mean, my suggestion is try to like tweak them a bit so they suit the personality of the person that you are giving them to. So yeah, everyone is different. So it's like with books. I love books, but I only trust a few people to give me books. Other people give me money for books. Other people, I mean, I received a gift voucher one, so that let's start that as gift number one. So books or gift vouchers for a bookstore. So I am going to say indie bookstores. So try to support your indie bookstores as much as you can. So I think getting a book voucher for them to like go explore, find a book. Maybe they wanted to read, they wanted a book, but also if you're not sure what to get them, a voucher is the best option, because then they could pick out something themselves. But if you are buying them a book, so this can be a book that they were talking about. You know, they're always blabbing about books. Being like, I saw this on the gram, I saw this on TikTok. Oh my goodness, why did I say on the gram like that? How old am I? Once upon a time, there was a thing. But maybe it's a book that they always spoke about. They're like, okay, I want this book. Maybe it's something that you saw they posted about. Maybe it's on their Goodreads. You check their Goodreads, their TBR list. You get like good suggestions of what you can get them. People really appreciate that. Or a good suggestion. So this is only if you are a reader. So if you're a reader and you say, let's say someone liked, for example, I've been running the physical copies of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I read the e-versions, very wholesome. But like if someone, for example, likes Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and you're like, oh, they really enjoyed this book, and then you go and you're like, oh, but I read another book that is like sort of similar vibes to this one, and you get them like a book similar to that. So yeah, but that's if you read. If you don't read, please don't. But yes, always a book or something that interests them. So if you have a non-fiction reader, so I personally am not a non-fiction reader. I dabble every once in a while, but not really a non-fiction reader. So if you have someone who's a non-fiction reader, something like a topic that they're always interested in. So if they're interested in like politics and economy, in mental health, there's like a lot of good books on mental health, on self-growth. Yeah, getting books like that for them really good suggestions. Okay, this can go both with like bought ones and with customized gifts with DIY gifts. So bookmarks. So with bookmarks, I'm gonna say be very hyper specific. So with like if they're a fantasy reader, something that I would love is like bookmarks with the characters on them, with like character art. They're always so gorgeous. Or like bookmarks with like designs that have like that are very like attributed to like their favorite book or something. Like don't be lazy with your bookmarks. Get cute with it. Like if you're gonna buy them, don't buy the generic ones that they in the stores. Like get cute with the bookmarks. So I'm gonna advise you to go to like people who print and stuff. Yeah, people who like do custom bookmarks. That's where you get like the cutest bookmarks. Otherwise, they can just print for themselves at home. Why waste your money that way? The next one is an annotation set. So this one is for people who like if they love classics, or they're people who like read and annotate their books. But so this is perfect for people who read classics, people who annotate their books. I'm not a big annotator myself, but I know that people who like love taking notes, who love highlighting and stuff and writing the books, they would really enjoy this. Or someone who is like very deep into like I know there's a creator here who's going to do a critical thinking curriculum. So people who've been doing like personal curriculums, they would also appreciate a annotation set. So highlighters that are very cohesive, with sticky notes that are very cohesive, with a pen that does not bleed over, so that they can write in their books without worrying that it's going to go on to the next page. So annotation sets. They are the cutest things ever. And then I feel like some people use washi tape, but I don't know if we use it like that. But maybe also a little bit of washi tape. But yeah, just like stationery that they can use to annotate their book. Special editions of their favorite books or signed copies from an author. So let's say you traveled to a country. So some of us in the global south, we don't really receive as many like authors, like African authors. I love my African authors. So when they come, get your signed copies and stuff like that. So it's something I'm appreciative of. But with people from like the Western world, like some of our favorite authors, sometimes they don't come to our countries. So let's say you travel to another country and you happen to just come across this person, a blessed life if you happen to come across them. But asking for like a signed copy of their book, or sometimes I see authors signing books and leaving them in bookstores. So getting that also. But yeah, I feel like they would appreciate a signed copy. So if you tell them like, oh, my favorite author is this person, like at the moment, very obsessed with like Tia Williams and Lady Okofor, and also Caleb Nelson. Those are my top three at the moment. But that's because I like their writing styles. But if someone came across them and like, oh, I came across it, and they signed the book, okay, me a signed book, really, really love that. Or a special edition, that's also something, like the special editions with the art inside. Or I've been seeing the Lord of the Rings. This is Aragon set, like the new Aragon set, like special editions. Love that too. Or if you are at a place where you can get them book bound, so you can go to thrift stores. So again, this is also something else that you can put in your custom gift, but that's if you can book bind. But if you go to a thrift store, you can often buy these books. So like secondhand bookstores, you can buy things like Lord of the Rings, and then you can ask someone to like bind it for you to make it like a hardback book, and then cover it, make it all cute, make it a custom special gift, special edition that only they would own. So that too, good idea. So the next one is a book stamp or a book embosser. I got one and I'm so happy. I just be stamping my books, just stamping my books. I think this is excellent for people who have a wide variety of books, also just because it's for the vibes, but also if you are in a place where you are sharing sort of like a bookshelf. My sister and I share a bookshelf. So sometimes, if we have like two of the same book, let's just know who the book belongs to. So I will stamp my book. But I honestly just do it for the vibes. I love the stamping part. So I think there's a little bit of fun in that, in just stamping books in like sort of thing. Like it sort of feels like this is my library, and again, this is my channel, it's my library, my assortment of media and everything that I have created, that I consume and that I talk about. So things like that will generally just, get you in the vibe, pick it up a little. So yeah, so just making sure that you get that sorted, flowing with that, running with that. So a stamp or book endorser is nothing that you can go wrong with. So customize it so it can be like with a person's name. It can be like to the library of the person, or if you have like a cute design for them, if they are a booktuber or book talker or bookstagrammer, having it with their logo. If they have a logo, some of them have like these little cute like custom logos that they have on as their profile pictures. You can also do that. But yeah, that would be like very cute, very gorgeous, that they can just, I think that they'll appreciate for someone, especially for someone who consumes a lot of physical books. So I'm gonna say this is for someone who consumes a lot of physical book. If the person that you're buying for is a strictly e-reader person, I don't know if people are strictly e-reader, but there are people who consume more e-books than they consume physical books. I don't think a stamp is a good suggestion. But yeah, use your own, use discernment here. Like, use discernment when you want to go for some of these gifts. Think to the person that you have in mind. Do they seem like the type to stamp their books again? I'm very fun with that. So the other thing, it's jewelry. So necklaces, bracelets. I was thinking of like a charm bracelet. If you have a charm bracelet with like a little book on it, little icons that represent books that they've read, like things in books that they've read. So I don't know, like I remember once upon a time when the Hunger Games was like everyone had like the tattoos and the symbols for the Hunger Games and the Divergent series, and yeah, what and so on. Like during that period of time, if you could find like a necklace or charms with like those symbols on, or something like that is niche that only they would understand. There's this book series that I'm reading, and in the book series, there's an emblem that features. So it's sort of an emblem of the warriors of the of the book series. Let me not drone on about it. But if let's say I saw it somewhere, I would really love like a necklace or something with like those emblems, because they also have like beautiful meanings upon them. So yeah, something like sort of like special for them, but not just any generic thing, because sometimes like I like book necklaces, but also I don't think I'm gonna walk around with like a little book as a charm like attached to my necklace. I don't think I am that type of person, but some people are this type of people. So again, discernment when you are buying for this person. Okay, so a tote bag. So I'm gonna say again, custom tote bag, not just any generic tote bag. Custom tote bag. I'm gonna say buy tote bags with like other bookish quotes, with character art, with like maybe from the author, maybe specific to a book, maybe specific to a series, maybe specific to their personality as a reader. As you can see around me, there are some suggestions of what you can look into. But like tote bags are cute, especially for someone who's always carrying around a book. So if they are someone who carries around a book, so tote bags are not an everyday sort of thing if they go to work or something. But if they're like a student going to school, or if you are going around running errands, tote bag, pop your book in there. Okay, so the next one will be like art prints and posters that they can put on their walls. So this could be of characters, maps or fantasy maps, especially like the olden type looking maps. Oh, they look gorgeous. So things like that, or quotes, or stuff like that. People always love like art prints of their favorite stuff. Ooh, what I was thinking now is also like scripts. I don't know why, but I feel like if I have a book, not a book, but there's a. I remember watching Us for the first time with a friend. We went to the cinema. We watched together. She was like, "Jacobina, let's go," because we like this sort of movie. And at the time when I saw the movie, I was like, I wish this was a book so that I could read it. So I think scripts to like maybe also like scripts for their favorite adaptations because they always like slight differences in the book and the movies or the shows. I don't know if the scripts of the shows are readily available, but I mean, I don't know what resources you can find on the internet. I feel like everything is on the internet these days. So if you try hard enough, you can find anything. Okay. But yes, I print posters of their favorite characters, of like books, of maps, of things, man, like things that they like in the books, things that are specific to something that they enjoy. So there's this podcast called the Magnus Archives. So it is sort of like fictional. It's a fictional podcast. It could be a book, but it is a podcast. And I've seen like a lot of cute like art and stuff that people make with regards to that. So if that person is like, let's say, a fan of the show, or think they would have like that art print and stuff like that. So you can do the same with like books. Yeah. Another thing would be like book inspired games, like board games. I've seen some of them and they are cute. Obviously, if you're willing to spend, some of them are tad pricey. But I've seen one for like Jane Austen, for people who love Jane Austen books. I've seen one for Lord of the Rings. So getting books, stuff like that. I've also seen like a Trivial Pursuit one. So these are things that you can get someone to be like, okay, how well do you know your books? Let's play a bookish game. Like, especially if they're like someone who frequently gathers in like physical book clubs. So they could also enjoy playing those games together with their fellow book lovers. Okay, and then these are just some, I'm gonna classify these as like cozy gifts. So these are like blankets, socks, mugs, tea, coffee, but this is for the Western world because they up north, they're currently in winter over like the Christmas season. So they would like these cozy stuff. And then for us in the global south, I would I would sort of take like a similar like adaptation to this, but like their favorite ice cream. I mean, a blanket could work if it's raining, but not something that is too thick that's gonna make them sweat. But their favorite ice cream, maybe a t-shirt or crew neck. Again, t-shirt, crew necks, favorite characters, emblems, and things like bookish ones on them. Crew necks, it's called t-shirts for us that it's hot. But yeah, I think for me, I would really enjoy like there are these glasses, like instead of like a mug during this time, getting glasses, a custom glass, getting ice cream because I'm a lover of ice cream, getting them like their favorite summer drink, whether it's soda or whatever cold drink that you can do. Oh, I'm gonna pop this idea in the custom one, but like a customized like date for them with like a book with them, like not just for them, but with them. I'll give you an idea later. But yes, and then, but these are like cozy things. For the summer, it's like, I think sometimes we think of cozy only for winter, but for the summer, I think cozy is that cooling down, that just taking in the moment. Like, yes, it's hot, yes, I'm sweating, but I have this ice cream in my hand and I'm just literally in the moment enjoying this like cooling sensation on my tongue, reading this book that we're just watching. Sometimes I would sit or outside and just get that breeze, and like that cool breeze during a hot summer day is the most beautiful sensation that you can ever have upon your skin. Um, And then obviously when it's cold, the blankets and the coffee and the hot chocolates and the whatnots. But yeah, like cozy should not just be limited to the winter season and us in the global south because it's hot. We can still have a little bit of fun with our books too. And then this is puzzles. So I don't know. Some people love puzzles, so you can get them puzzles. Again, it doesn't. I don't think puzzles have to do be anything bookish, but yeah, just get them a puzzle. It's relaxing for readers. So in the same thing of a puzzle, you can also get them a book nook if they have the patience for it. Honestly, I can't. It's annoying. But I mean, it's relaxing in itself. But I don't think I'm made for tedious tasks. So that's something that you can explore. And then finally, it would be an annotated book. So for the custom one, you annotate it yourself. But for someone who is just buying an annotated book, so I'm going to say this is like books with like commentary on, let me not say annotated, but more like commentary books on like things that they've read. I have one on The Great Gatsby. I have one on The Outsiders. So on their favorite books, I think there's a lot more of these for like classics than there are for anything else. I haven't really seen one for other genres, but I think if you could find one for some of like your favorite of their favorite authors, they would really, really love it. But yeah, and then just like I think anything else, like I said, anything can really be a gift. So these are just like bookish gifts that I'm being very specific in, but do not limit your gifts for your book lovers in your life to bookish gifts. Explore, go wild, give the people anything and everything because they will really, really, really love it and they will enjoy it, especially if it's something that comes from the heart. Some people really love sentimental things, and some people love experiences. I mean, if the book lover in your life is someone who loves experiences, take them to like things that they can experience these things. Maybe you are visiting the home of someone famous or like their famous author. Maybe you're taking them to a talk. Maybe you are, I don't know, whatever you're going to do, like help them experience those things that you can see. Like sometimes, like for the longest time, I read about cats until I had my own cat. Adorable, by the way, but she gets on my nerves sometimes. But until I had my own cat, I really did not understand. Like I could picture what people were writing about cats, but I really hadn't had like that first-hand experience. So maybe also living with like some of their favorite moments in books, like helping them go through those moments. I have learned, I've like adopted some habits from books that were life changing for me, but also enjoyable experiences. I also started watching one of my favorite series, in my opinion, like one of my favorite series ever, be as a result of seeing someone suggested in a book. Like one of the main characters' favorite series was that, and now it just became mine. And every single year, I'm set down until it releases. So you can do that. So find like these experiences. Maybe they spoke, but also please do not go do the most gruesome things for experience. Do wholesome things for experience. Maybe, but yeah, I feel like have fun with it. Like think a little bit more on it, and then you can get them those experiences, buy them those experiences. Especially now, I think some that people appreciate more experiences of things than not. And they always like niche activities in series, in like books that people would enjoy. Maybe with regards to like fantasy, people love LARPing. So maybe taking them to a LARPing event, like actual role playing. Yes. Maybe taking them to like Comic Con, maybe their favorite author is there, or like panel discussion, things like that, like things that they would appreciate. But I know that Comic Con is over for the year, so it is what it is. Maybe for next year. Okay, but yes, and that is all for me. We will be seeing you tomorrow again for our ninth day. But I hope you guys are having a great holiday. You guys are taking care of yourselves. You're resting. and you're having a blessed holiday season. And I will see you guys tomorrow again. Make sure to always leave the space locked. Bye.